Hi, Elena with Stretchy R and Pilates ER. Today we're going to do a reformer based workout. We're going to be on a yellow spring and we're going to have a box on a short box, but it's going to be set up a little different. So get your yellow spring, get your box, let's get set up. I would put on the yellow spring first because you don't want to be fighting the spring. You're going to put it at the edge of the carriage on the reformer with the carriage up against the edge of the box. So the carriage is up against the box and it can go free, and the box is evenly on the reformer. Let's get started. Okay, so you're going to sit down on your box. I want you to push the carriage away with the arches of the feet are on the carriage. You're going to look down at your belly button. You're going to lift your butt up and then lower your butt down. Relax. That's it. Exhale, lift up and lower down. As you do this, we're prepping for our tendon stretch on the reformer, and you really need to think about your head being down and eyes on the thighs. So think of yourself doing like a handstand and really giving your weight to your hands. We got 2 more passes. Good. 1 more. Good. We're going to come up and we're going to hold it up. Come up and hold it up. Eyes on those thighs. We just hold 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down. Good job. Bend the knees in. Let's turn around. Feet are in the middle of the carriage. Your hand's going to be on top of the box. Lift your heels high. You're going to push it out to a plank position and find your pike. Exhale. Pike it up. Eyes on those thighs. Finding your plank position. And then piking it up. Good. Keep this going. Smooth and steady. Think when you do your plank, that neck lengthens out. When you pike it up, those eyes drop on the thighs. Good. Keep this going. Now this is a nice light spring. I want you to find this with your nice smooth breath. Finding the grace in the movement. Exhaling as we come up. We're going to press it out. Keep it out. We're going to walk our feet up the carriage. Be careful, we're all different lengths. Walk your feet back. Good. Whatever you can get a lot of range of motion in on this carriage, do it. Now, walk forward. Take your time. Really feel that toe hinge. Roll off that first big toe. And then same, try to think about proper alignment when you're walking backwards. And then walk forwards. Smooth and steady. Work that toe hinge. And back, work that toe hinge. Notice toes and knees are down. Don't let your feet get funky. And again. We got 1 more pass and we're going to find our feet in the middle of the carriage, but go all the way back on your pass. Take your time. Find your comfortable breaths. Back and neck's lifted to the ceiling. Feet in the middle of the carriage. We're going to find our bears, our knee stretch. You bend the knees in, inhale. You exhale, press the legs out. That's it. Bend those knees and inhale. Gorgeous. Now we keep this going. Calm and controlled for us. Feel those beautiful shoulders over those hands and really work that back neck lifted to the ceiling. Our society, we are looking down quite a bit, looking at our devices, and I really want you to find that strength in the neck, or notice if you're one to drop it. Really notice where the eyes are. They're not looking up so you don't crank that neck as well. Good. We got 2 more, and we're going to have our knees going to stop underneath our hips. Those knees will stop underneath our hips. We do 1 more pass, and then we're going to play a little bit there. Those knees stop directly underneath those hips. You lower those knees down a little. You lift them up. You lower down a little. You lift them up. Lower down. Lift them up. Good. Lower down. Lift them up. Keep this going. Smooth and steady. Really push away from those hands. You got down, 8, 7. So you know where we're going. Back neck's lifted to the ceiling. Try to find those legs squeezed together. 4, I think. 3, 2, we're not done here. 1, press it out. You're gonna bring your elbow down, hand on, hand on. Keep doing this. Elbow down, hand, hand. Elbow, hand, hand. Keep it up. Like to work these ab muscles at every angle we can to really try to get those transverse abdominis, that cylinder ab, to close together. Let's reverse this. So now I'll go down on my opposite side, and I'm coming up with that same side. Dropping down, coming up. Keep it going. Very functional. Trying to find a little bit of a faster pace than our normal Pilates would give us. 2 more. Last pass. Pike it up. Woo, okay. Heels are still high. You're gonna bring the right leg back in space. Lower it down, all the way back down. Left leg goes back. Now, we work our eyes on our thighs. Notice the legs. When you swing that leg back, keep that leg square down to the ground. Don't let it externally rotate. Exhale on that lift. 1 more. Lift it up. We keep it up. You bring the carriage back 6 inches. You lower this leg down. Be careful. Come in. Good. Lower it down. Push the carriage back. Press the carriage in as you lift this leg. Yep, that's it. So somewhat of a version of our Arabesque, but a little different as you can tell. Think those legs stay squared down to where their neutral home is. Feel those eyes stay on those thighs. And then you try to keep the control of this very light carriage underneath you. 1 more. Come up. Good. Press it out to a plank position. This leg's just going to be lifted up in space. Good. Pike it up. Plank it out. Hips square down to the ground. Think they stay squared when you pike it up. It's all about that back leg trying to stay neutral as well. Again, plank it out. Pike it up. Let this leg lift up in space. Woo! Again. Plank it out. And then pike it up. Good. Bring this leg down. The carriage pulls all the way in. The opposite leg just lifts, lowers. Let's just do 2 passes here. 1 more. Lift, lower. Let's lift it up and keep it up, and we'll get ready for our exercise. Now, square the hips down to the ground. You send the carriage back 6 inches. You lower the back leg. You lift the back leg as you pull the carriage back in. Bring the carriage back, lower the leg. Exhale as you lift the leg and you pull the carriage in. So keep going with this version of our Arabesque. And I want you to think about that back thigh. Keep it neutral. Really focus with it in that hip socket of where you can create more of that change. 2 more passes. Exhale. Last one. Come on, carriage. Pull it in. Good. Bring this leg down into a plank. And then you're going to lift the leg as you pike it up. Pull the carriage all the way in. Eyes on those thighs. Think about that head dropping. Close that carriage-ish. Lower down. Let that leg just stay hovered. And then find that pike. Pike it up. Eyes on those thighs. Keep that leg lifted. Again, plank. And we're going to pike it up. Again, plank. And pike it up. Very nice. Find your plank. Both feet down. You're going to swing the feet to the right. Come up to a side plank. Find your plank. The heels come back to the ceiling. Swivel the feet the other direction. The other hand comes up. Always making sure your box is stable, of course. Through this whole exercise. Swivel. Find that side plank. Yeah, I was right. Find the plank, swivel, side plank. 2 more. I'm gonna face you, we're gonna stay there. Think pike it up, we're gonna thread the needle. Pike it up, the arm goes underneath the body like you're reaching and grabbing something. You're gonna open out to your side plank again. You're gonna pike it up and then bring that arm through. Inhale, come in. Yes. Pike it up. Really like to find these here because I feel like the box gives me a lot more surface area. If I need to catch myself, I can. So I like to prep myself for these side planks and thread the needles with this box. And that being said, I like to challenge myself when I do have the box because I know personally I push myself a little further because I feel more comfortable. Good, we're gonna find our side plank. You're gonna find your plank, find your other side plank, thread the needle. Think pike it up, that arm goes through your body, twist like you're grabbing something, find that side plank, open yourself out to the side. Exhale as you pike it up, find your arm go through and reach underneath that body, and then you find your side plank. You keep it going, smooth and steady, calm and controlled. Exhale as you pike it up. Inhale as you come out of it. One more, my friends. Pike it up. Find your side plank. Find your side plank. Find your plank. Come to your forearms. Bend the knees in. Knees drop to the carriage. Make sure you have space for that. Lift the knees up. Knees down, up, up. Comfortable breaths here. So when I say comfortable breaths, it's not with a movement. It's a nice, slow, steady breath. And you're letting this movement still happen, but not breathing with it Pilates style. Back neck's lifted to the ceiling. We got 8, 7, double counting here, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pike it up. Woo! Heels high, together. Find your plank. When you thought we were done here. Pike it up. Eyes on those thighs. Find your plank. Pike it up. Find your plank. One more. Pike it up. Find your plank. Bend your knees in. Press it out. Bend those knees in. Press it out. 2 more passes. Last pass. Bend it in and drop those knees. Good job. Quick rest position before we go on. Enough. Turn on the side. And once you're on your side, I want the top foot, or the foot that's closest to the box, to be on the box, an external rotation. So, hands on the hips, all about the leg on the box. You straighten it out, you bend it in. You straighten it out. You're wearing regular socks, so we definitely recommend no socks or grip socks, so you have something to grip onto. And however big the range of motion is, be okay with that. If you feel like you need to adjust yourself on the carriage, I'm gonna do a little. Do what you need to do to make this work for you. Inhale as you come in, gorgeous. Exhale as you press it away. We got one more pass after this. We're gonna find a T-arm. Full range of motion for you. You're gonna press it all the way out and keep it out. The bottom leg. Open that leg, close that leg. Open that leg, close it. Yes. So, a little bit of yogi-ish with this external rotation on one leg, neutral on the other. A little functional as we do this in our day-to-day life, but I don't want to kill you here. I like neutrality. I like things to kind of work the same if they are, but we do this in real life. Good, hold this. Try to keep this leg right underneath your body. You twist one direction, 1, 2, other direction. So finding our spinal twist here, and let everything else find stability. Really letting that exhale happen, looking at the back hand. One more on each side. Let me come in all the way. Gorgeous. Okay, let's go to the other side. No, let's do this first. Let's have our knees together. Forearm goes onto the box. Let's press the carriage out all the way. Hand on the hip. Pike it up. Come into your little side plank. So think the hip lifts to the ceiling to pike. It's a little side pike. Kind of like our side bends-ish. Personally for me, side bends are all about pushing from your legs. That's confusing. Meet me on a side bend. Keep watching the videos. Exhale as you pike it up. I'll show you what I mean. Inhale as you come in. Really feel our lateral line comes to the front and the back edge of our body, especially in our rib cage. So sometimes it shifts us forward and back, kind of where that tightness is. So I want you to be mindful of that and act like you're lifting yourself up in between two planes of glass. Now the upper leg is gonna extend out. Keep it extend out with a flexed ankle. We're gonna do the same thing. So just adding that leg weight so we can get a little bit more in this lateral line. When I can get fascia focused, can't help myself. Good, notice where it pulls you. This lateral line hooks down at the bottom of our foot, kind of next to our heel, side foot. Comes all the way up our side legs, side hip, side tummy, side ribs, side neck, side head. And both sides of our body play together with this lateral line. One gets short, one gets long. You see this side's getting short, this side's getting long. Good, hold it out to your plank. Top leg's gonna lift and lower. A lift and lower. So a little bit of abduction, side thigh work. Pushing with that forearm. Think somebody lifts you from this armpit. We don't sink. Lift and lower. Notice where your eyes are. Don't let your head crawl down. Try not to look. Head on your right, swivel that spine. 3 more. 2 more. Last pass. Let's do leg circles, why not? 8, 7. Now here, really work the knee and the toes forward. To me personally, I feel like a lot of rotations happen in thighs. I've been saying that in class. So, or already, really feel that thigh, the top of the thigh, go to how it needs to keep the whole leg neutral. Let's reverse this. And then honor that. Honor how big your circle is. Try to calm the nervous system down there. Because if you get that deep, you can really feel yourself like, ooh, that is tight. Yeah, it is. Break it up. We slept last night in a weird position. Good, come in. Oh, other side. We're gonna change it up, okay? So, on the knees at first. The leg that's closest to the box is gonna find an external rotation. Once I have it on the box, other hand or both hands are gonna go on the hip. You straighten the leg that's on the box. Be careful, find your ground first, and then come in. If you ever wanna hook your foot on the edge of the box, that's a thing as well. Sometimes I don't like to do that because I don't wanna push the box personally. Sometimes you can have your bars lifted where it secures that box more, depending on your reformers. And how all of our apparatuses are different. So you kind of got to play with that, especially with how we're doing Pilates on the web. Exhale as you press it away. Inhale as you come in. 2 more. Notice your differences, be okay with the differences, try to make them feel neutral. Whatever that means. You notice what holding ourselves in certain positions, and it is awkward to get into that side difference, but awareness is key. Okay, we're gonna press it on this next pass and we're gonna keep it out. Press it out, keep it out. This bottom leg, the thigh goes out to the side. The thigh pulls right back underneath your body. The leg goes out to the side. The thigh pulls back underneath your body. Woo! Try not to get yourself out of that position. It was like a domino effect. A little bit more. Poles, dowels are really nice to hang on to. If you feel like you need that stability, you put a pole on the ground, you put a dowel on the carriage. It just moves when you're moving this leg. 2 more. Getting this deep front line to work, especially from this inner thigh, all the way up to this pelvic floor, all the way up here, side jaw. 1 more. Pull in, keep it in. Arms are in a T position. We find our spinal twist here. You twist 1, 2. Look at the back hand on your twist, and then twist 1, 2. Eyes are down to the ground. No. Palms are down to the ground. Really finding everything else in the body. Try to stay stable, except this rotating torso. Couple more passes. 2 more. Last one. Come in all the way, bend this top knee. We're gonna have our side plank. So think, bring these knees together first. We're gonna have the forearm that's closest to the box on the box. We're gonna push it out to that side plank. Top hand's gonna go on our hip. We pike it up, and then we plank it out. So think the hip comes towards the ceiling, and I want you to try to be in between 2 planes of glass with your body. Trying not to roll anything forward or back, depending on our own tightness, and really try to get within your body here. Try to notice where it likes to pull when we're actively working this lateral line. That's the beauty of Pilates. That's why it puts us in alignment, because we actively make ourselves get into this posture, but we gotta feel it first. 1 more. You gotta be aware of it and be patient with that awareness. The blooming onion of your body. Takes time to feel this stuff. Extend the top leg, flex your ankle. Same thing. You exhale as you pike it up, close that carriage. Inhale as you come in. Good. Notice where you're looking, eyes forward for you. And then let the springs help you. Let it help you close that carriage so you can get into that lateral line a little bit more. To me, the shortening of one side will, no matter what, lengthen out the other side. A true aligned body will find length in all positions. I had her off. Good, 2 more. Exhale as you pike it up. Woo. 1 more. Exhale, pike it up. Good. Come into your side plank. Flex that top ankle. It's your abductors. You lift the leg, you lower the leg. Now you be aware of how the toe and knee is settled in space. I want it facing forward. And if it does like to rotate somewhere, I'm gonna let you, we're all different, but our pelvis is a huge joint. Let your upper thigh bone, notice what that's happening. Notice how it likes to rotate, especially when you get weak. Couple more passes. Last one, we're gonna hold it up and we're gonna keep it up. We're gonna find circles with this leg. Try to find stability everywhere else. Notice that alignment in the leg. Have a conversation with your upper thigh. Notice when it gets a little funny. Let that nervous system get calm, especially when it starts to get a little shaky. Tell yourself it's okay. The body needs to know that in this alignment pattern, and then reverse it. There's a reason it pulls you out of it. We need to say, no, no, this is your home. This is where you work from. Last pass. Good, come in. Oh. Wasn't that good? Yes. Okay, we're gonna come to our knees up against the shoulder stoppers. We only have so much weight on the carriage because we already pulled the carriage forward. Hands are gonna go on the short straps. If you feel like you need more weight, you can bring them to the upper part of the straps. I don't wanna work too hard. We're gonna open our arms out to a T position. Palms are forward. We're gonna bring the arms up to the ceiling and then bring the arms to the side like we're doing a snow angel. Up to the ceiling, trying to keep tension on the spring. Out to the side. Good. If you have connectors hooked on your reformer, or you have 4 straps, I would grab all 4 straps on the short strap to give the same intention with the spring level. Exhale as you come up. Inhale as you go down. Shoulders down that spine, tuck that pelvis. 2 more. Exhale as you come up. Inhale as you go down. Last one, best one, come up. And then come down. Good. Let's bring our straps home. A little reverse crunch. I love the preparatory for this, my best actually. So thumbs on top, just pull the shoulders over those hands and then release this, especially on a yellow spring. Shoulders pull over our hands. Shoulders release. So that's it. Our back tries to stay long. Neck, back neck is lifted to the ceiling. I like to think my shoulder blades pull down the bra line of my back. Again, I like to think these shoulder blades pull down the bra line of my back. Couple more passes. Exhale, pull. Last one, best one. Hold it. Extend the right leg back. We do the same thing with the right leg back. Shoulders go back, shoulders pull over you. So this is our preparatory for our reverse crunches. Kneeling. But because we'll do the full thing in a second. I love the preparatory so much. I feel like we all have an issue of learning how to put our shoulders down our spine or our skeleton, really trying to find that in your musculature. And when you get tired, like when you have leg back, how does it react? Teach those fibers to calm down and go home. Right down that skeleton. Last pass. Hold it here. We're going to switch our legs. Knee and hips are down to the ground. You go back with the shoulders. You pull the shoulders back over your hands. Exhale. Back neck's lifted to the ceiling. Shoulders go back. Pull the shoulders back. Exhale. Smooth and steady. Think hips down. Think knees down. Knee down. Exhale. Now this hip, the right hip, my right knee is down. So whatever knee you have down, make sure that hip tries to stay over that knee. Try not to lean to the side too much with that lower body. Last pass here. And then we're going to do the full exercise. Pull it in, keep it in, the knee goes down. Now here's the exercise. Notice the shoulders are already pulled over these hands. You curl into a crunch, pull the knees in, release that back to a flat back. So think the knees pull in, the back curls up like a cat, and then bring it back to a flat back. So you have to keep the shoulders over our hands for the exercise in real life. And all that preparatory work, to me, really teaches how to do that properly. And where we are in our society right now, with how we like to hold ourselves, we need that. I think I've already iterated that to you. One more pass. Curl it in. Doesn't it feel good on this light spring? Since we're here, let's grab onto the risers. Hover your booty. It's not dropped. It's lifted about 6 inches, maybe a little more. Bend the elbows out to the sides and then straighten those arms out. Exhale, pull. and then straighten out. So we're light, you can tell. What are we gonna do with it? One more. Some yellows are heavy springs on other reformers, so make sure we're super light no matter what, where your reformer may be. I'll make sure I'll put that in the description. Hand goes back behind your back, it doesn't matter which one. Pull. This time let's let the elbow point down to the ground. Exhale, pull. Now think when the arm goes straight, that shoulder stays down the skeleton. What we were just working on, don't let the shoulder pull and release that. So don't let that shoulder lift, it stays down that skeleton. You pull, bend the elbow, straighten that arm. 2 more passes here. Exhale, straighten that arm. Last pass, my friends. Exhale, hold it. We reverse or switch our arms. Other hands back behind our back. We're just pulling that elbow down to the ground, keeping that shoulder down our skeleton as we move. Exhale. Oh, just a couple more. Exhale. 2. The best pass you got. Good. We're gonna have our hands on the side of the reformer, slide ourselves down. Now, from here, we're gonna stay on the side of the reformer, we're gonna pike it up. So, from here, I'm gonna walk my hands kind of close to the riser. I'm gonna shift myself into a plank position, so shoulders are past those hands. I pull the knees in, only 3 of these. Inhale, release. Yeah, I know. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, release. One last pass, best pass. Exhale, pull it in. And inhale, release. Shall we pike it up 3 times? Woo! Oh, God. I think we can do it. Exhale, pike it up, eyes on the thighs. Inhale, release. Let's push ourselves one more time. That's why we're only doing 3. Inhale, release. We're going to drop the knees down, and we're going to stand inside the well of our reformer. Stand inside the well of our reformer. So we're going to have our hands on our hips. You're going to bring one ankle behind a shoulder stopper, one ankle on the shoulder stopper. You're going to bend this. This is a light one. You bend, and then you release. That's it. Pull it in. Find proper alignment with this leg. It's right when it comes out of that hip socket. Notice what your foot's wanting to do. Exhale as you pull. Inhale, release. A couple more of these. Reach your arms up to the ceiling, shoulders are down. Inhale, release. 2 more passes. Last one, best one. We're gonna switch it. You're gonna take your leg out of this position. The other foot's gonna go on. Think the back ankle's on. Hands on the hips, just find it. And make sure we're all built differently. I want you to think this leg is coming out right out of the hips. Same goes on the standing leg. It's down, toes are forward, knees are forward. Really being aware of our alignment, always. And notice when you're in a position, and I'm gonna say it pisses you off to change it. You're like, I am comfortable. I wanna hold myself up like that. Meet that demon. I shouldn't call it that, but whatever's holding you back, and try to pull yourself out of that. I know it sucks to hear that. Sometimes our body is just held into that pattern, but if you're here with me and you practice Pilates, try to fix that. Get into that pattern and try to notice how is it pulling, especially when it gets to your emotions like that and it rubs your edges. Good. Try to push past that. That's exactly what we need to meet to get rid of that, because we got to realize it's holding on to us. 2 more. Somebody else did it to you. It's not your fault. Last pass. But it is our way. It is us. We got to take care of it. That definitely falls onto us. Okay, enough of my yip yap. Release. Hands on the shoulder stoppers. Actually, let's have our hands on the carriage. Hands on the carriage. Think you're bowing down. My shoulder stoppers are on my arms a little bit. I'm not letting that bother me. I'm gonna shift forward. I'm gonna find my plank. I gotta walk my feet back a little bit and then pike it up. Heels try to drop. Find that plank. Make sure your carriage isn't pushing on your box. If so, I would just secure whatever you need to secure so that doesn't happen for your reformers. Shifting forward to that plank, piking it up, forward, and then pike it up. Good. We're gonna come up. Just a little bit more deep front line. Okay. Externally rotate it. So I'm in a Pilates V. I'm gonna bring my left foot on the carriage. We kind of did this earlier, different way though. You're gonna pull this knee underneath you. Think the knee stops right under, or ankle stops right underneath the knee. Straighten this leg out. And then I'm gonna move where I have good range of motion, where I can do this to my fullest, pulling it in, and then bringing it out. Good. So deep front line. Pandora's box. I want you to really focus on keeping those hips forward. Don't let them turn out to the sides or rotate to a side that sounds better. Finding somebody to lift you from your sternum. Finding somebody to lift you from the base of your head. Feel the front body and the back body both lift up together to find that plumb line. Good, or your line. 2 more passes. Exhale, pull it in. And feel our adductors, all of them are linked back to the back of this femur bone here. So feel that connection. You could feel that pull on that back leg bone. Maybe, hopefully, you'll get there eventually. Notice where it gets tight and try to go a little slower right there. Try to teach those fibers, you're cool, chill out, let me teach you how to move. You're on a yellow spring, calm down leg. It's not that big of a deal. It's rubbing the edges, Pandora's box. Exhale, especially knees and hips. Got knee issues, usually a joint above or below. Silly pelvises. Last pass. Hold it. Think ankle and knee are stacked. The bottom leg, you lift the heel, you lower it. Lift it, lower it. My ballerina's up there. We're coming up to releve. We're lowering. For everybody else, you're just lifting that heel up and lowering. However your body needs this. Finding your calm. 2 more passes. Lift and lower. 1 more. Lift. And lower. Good. Release this. Holy knee joint. You can definitely feel that connection behind that knee, yeah? Man. Okay, externally rotated. Hands on the hips. That leg goes out. You bend the knee, you pull this leg back underneath. You think ankle and knee stack on top of each other, and then you release. Now your job is to keep control, but think the hips are level from left to right. Think you're facing wherever you're looking. Look forward. Finding yourself. Try to find the biggest range of motion you can and find the stability in your body. Let's do a couple more passes. Good. One last pass. Side differences are funny. We're gonna hold it. The heel, the bottom heel on the ground. You lift it, you lower it. Try to keep this leg pulled in. Lift it, lower it. Try to roll up to that first metatarsal, the one that's aligned with that big toe. And then notice how your ankle is on a nice horizon. It's not rolled in or out for you. Couple more passes. If you need a pole, a dowel, a long dowel, long stick, a broom, mop, that helps. 2 more. Last pass here. Good, release this leg. Woo, okay, come out of this. Let's come and sit down on our box. So let's have our legs extended and have the arches of our feet on the edge of the carriage and our hands on the box. Remember this? It's how we started. You tuck your chin to your chest. You exhale, pike it up. Think hover your butt and lower your butt. Exhale, pike it up and lower it down. A little prep for our tendon stretch on this yellow spring. It is a lot of work. Trying to find that calmness in your soul with starting off and ending the exercise like this. Good, our workout. 2 more passes. Exhale, pike it up. Woo. We're gonna pike it up and hold it up. We hold 5. We hold 4. We hold 3. We hold 2. We hold 1. Drop it down. Bend it in. Let's lay down on our reformer. Once you lay down, the heels are on the box. Let's straighten our legs, flex those feet. Bend it in. Notice how it feels. We're on a light spring. Exhaling as you straighten out. Notice how the knees like to rotate. Making sure your box, of course, is stable. Don't let that fear factor be in you. Pushing it out. And come back in. Good. Keep this. You're pushed out. Where you have a good, 65-degree angle in that knee, a good angle. I want you to lift your butt up, flat back, lower your butt down. Up, down, up, up. Comfortable breath here. Feel even. Trying to get the back of that body to get a little bit more engagement. We were just in that pike, so I want to get the back body a little bit more open. We sit down a lot, so I just want to reiterate, open those hips. Open. 2 more. Open last pass. Open. Always fascia focus in my world. Lower down. Drape your legs over your box. Turn your palms up. Close your eyes. Tell your body thank you for being here for you. If you're doing this exercise, you are strong. If you showed up, you are stronger than you think, I promise. Allow your body to settle. The calmness in our movement patterns is very necessary. And sometimes in our society that is very high strung, we're working on very excited nervous systems, social media, all the stimulation from so many things, especially so many things we cannot control. Trying really hard to settle ourselves down, and this is sometimes more important than the movement. Our body needs to be reminded and comforted. It is okay. We just did that for a reason. We need to push these bodies of ours. I'm always looking at animals in nature. I have a ton of squirrels where I live, and those things are just flying through the trees and jumping and running and flying from limb to limb. And our bodies, we're animals. We have the ability to do those things, but sometimes we're a little bit more dormant, slow, not as active as we should be in our society, especially just like walking, the real thing that we're supposed to be doing to get places. So push yourself. It's necessary. We got to bring out the animal in us. But then we also got to teach our animal to rest. Tell it that we're safe wherever we are. We're a lot stronger than we think. Take a big breath in. Blow everything out. would like you to sit here for a little longer if you can. And just settle. If it's hard for you to find that, try to find a sound that's in your environment. Just listen to that. And if your mind drifts again, find another sound. Thank you so much for showing up. We will see you next time. Thank you, thank you, thank you.